We pay interest on credit cards and our mortgage, plus banks pay us interest on savings accounts and investments. So why doesn't the state pay you interest on your money? On Your Side, consumer reporter Jenn Strathman shows you why the state's been fighting for 6 years to keep money out of your hands. Interesting.
Yeah, it's been going on for 6 years, and the state paid more than $549 million in that time in unclaimed funds. But the Ohio Supreme Court says consumers are owed even more money because the state didn't pay you interest. So the big question, is there a second payday around the corner?
People pay money to win money. But there's a free way to feel like a winner.
You have $2,000 coming from you from the Bank of New York.
No kidding. That blows my mind right there. I could use $2,000 every day of my life.
Kyle Reef-Schneider is a college student and his dad is unemployed. Both their names appear on Ohio's unclaimed property list. It's a list of people who have money from dormant bank accounts, uncashed checks, insurance policies, and utility deposits.
Never even thought the state would even hide money from me whatsoever.
We found more than 74,000 checks are waiting for Northeast Ohio residents. Plus, our investigation found more than 398,000 other people who already claim money may be due a second paycheck.
Well, I thank you for the interview, and I thank you guys for bringing it to everybody's attention, because I think that's great. Maybe it might help turn some heads.
Kathy Tamaro claimed more than $4,000 from her late uncle's estate 10 years after he died. The state made interest on her uncle's money, but didn't pass a cent of it on to Kathy.
Everybody pays interest, so I think, the state should not be exempt from that.
The state stopped paying interest in 1991. In 2004, a Franklin County man sued the state over this law, and the state's been fighting the case in court ever since. In court documents, the state said the law, quote, benefits the public because the state draws interest on those assets for public purposes.
Funds are loaned to the Ohio Housing Finance Agency, and they use those funds as loans to support low and moderate income housing programs.
Harry Rowland Jr. could use some financial support. His trucking business is down 50%. His bottom line would benefit if the state paid back the interest it kept from Harry's $9,000 unclaimed property check.
There's a lot of things that's ours that they want to take a piece of.
It's anybody's guess when or if Harry will be paid. The state is still fighting the case, even though the Ohio Supreme Court ruled that the law keeping interest out of consumers' hands is unconstitutional. A judge even created a formula to figure out how interest will be paid. Court documents estimate the state owes $74 million. That's a lot of money for a state that's slashing budgets. So I asked the Commerce Department if it's making plans to find that kind of money.
Plans will be made when we have clear instructions from the court on how to proceed.
The state is not saying much publicly, but in court the state asked for a judgment that's, quote, in line with the economic realities of today's marketplace. The state estimates it owes only $7.6 million. But a Franklin County judge ruled the state owes $66 million more. That's why the state took its case to the Court of Appeals.
Do you think you'll ever see it?
If I live that long.
The two sides argued their case to the Court of Appeals last week. The issue is how this interest is going to be calculated. The Attorney General says a decision will take at least 60 days, and that decision can be appealed again.
So, Jen, how can people find out if they even qualify for this second check?
Well, we have the list. We know of 398,000 people who would qualify if this is settled. Go to our website, newsnet5.com, to look. We also have on there the list of people who have not claimed cash.
All right, go there. Money could be waiting on you. Thank you, Jen.